Who doesn't love them some Jock Peterson? I love me some Jock Peterson. The Braves are my team, and the pearls that Jock wore in October really mean something to me. And having said that, Jock Peterson is taking his talents to the Texas Rangers, and it's kind of got me thinking that maybe I believe in the Texas Rangers, at least in their lineup. I don't know if they can win the AL West, but I'm a big believer in the bounce back of this lineup, or at least the bounce back of several people in this lineup. And the lineup overall, I think, is really, really good and has a chance to be one of the best in baseball again in 25. Now, I know you have Marcus Semien here, who had a down year. His OPS was below 700, but he's an every other year type of dude. He was great in 23, 24 was a down year, and in 2025, he will finish third in the MVP for the fourth time now. Corey Seager, he's always going to be good. I'm convinced he's always going to be good. He's always going to miss like 20 to 30 games, but in those 120 to 130 games he's going to give you, they're going to be incredible, and he's going to finish top 5 in the MVP again. Wyatt Langford had a decent rookie season, and I know he started off kind of slow, but he turned things around a little bit later, and I think he has some real promise. I mean, look at all that, well, not red, but it's starting to get red. It's starting to glow a little bit. I have a feeling it would have been blue to begin the year, maybe like in the first 2 months or so, it would have been blue. I wish we could do splits with this stuff. You know, I wish we could see what he was like in the first half versus the second half. Can you do that? Let me know, because I'm not the smartest guy. Maybe there is a way, but I do like what Wyatt Langford did last year, and he's young, and I just really, really believe. He had 254 pre-All-Star break, 251 post-All-Star break, but the OPS 783 post to 702 pre. So I think he can be very, very good. He's probably going to build upon that. This is going to be his second full year. Adolis Garcia, he had a down year. You know, even if he does this, what he did last year, maybe get on base a little bit more, maybe hit for a little bit more average, maybe hit 240 with 25 to 30 bombs, that could be valuable. I know he was really, really bad in the field. That's probably not going to change. We talked about Jock Peterson. He's going to provide some massive thump against righties. He's not going to hit lefties whatsoever. He got all this slugging percentage right here. All this red is going to be for righties for the most part. He'll probably get like 50 ABs against lefties and not do that type of damage. But Jock is what he is right now. 900 OPS last year, 23 bombs in 367 at bats, mostly against righties off the top of my head. And I would be correct. 923 OPS versus righties, 749 OPS against lefties. Actually, that's a decent OPS against lefties, but the problem is 32 at bats, 18 strikeouts. That's not good, not great. Even though the OPS is high, that's just a little bit too many strikeouts to be putting him against lefties for a full season. Maybe Josh Young, he was hurt for the majority of last year, 188 plate appearances, 264 average, 421 slug, on base percentage below 300. If you get him healthy for a full year, he can be very valuable. I know he had a good, what was it, 2023? I think he had a really good 2023. Yes, he did have a pretty good 2023, 266 average, 782 OPS. I kind of like that. He did miss some time that year as well. Let's hope he can bounce back in 2025. Evan Carter, he went off in the playoffs in 2023. We didn't really get what we were hoping for from him during the regular season in 24. A 188 average over 162 plate appearances. That's not going to do it, but he's young. He's probably going to get better. Jake Berger hitting 8th. Now, if you got a guy like Jake Berger hitting 8th who can supply some power, like 30 home runs, yeah, he's not going to have a super high average. He's not going to get on base at an extremely high rate, but he is going to hit the baseball very, very hard. He'll give you 25 to 30 homers if he plays a full season. That's your number 8 hitter. That's a deep, deep lineup. And Jonah Heim, I know he had a bad year last year, and I don't know if I really believe that the 2023 Jonah Heim was actually him. I think he is closer to the version we saw last year than when he was an all-star 2023, which sucks because I really, really like Jonah Heim, and I hope I'm wrong. But they did bring Kyle Higashioka to be the backup or share time behind the plate this season, which I think is a great idea. Leody Taveras, Josh Smith, and Ezekiel Duran. That's a really deep bench. They were really, really good. Josh Smith had a great year last year. Ezekiel Duran has shown glimpses of very, very good play, although maybe not this year. He did a lot in 2023, and he's still really young. Same thing with Leody Taveras. He's shown glimpses of being very, very good, and maybe he'll do that again in 2025. Where you lose me with the Texas Rangers is their starting pitching. I know they brought back Nathan Eovaldi, which is a great get. But number 2 right now, according to Fangraphs, is Jacob deGrom. And now I would love nothing more than for Jacob deGrom to be healthy for a full season, come back from injury, just throwing darts, throwing 100-mile-an-hour darts, just a disappearing slider. But to have him as your number 2, and I know it's just Fangraphs depth chart right now, but still, that is kind of, that is a little bit worrisome. And then you got John Gray and Tyler Mahle. Tyler Mahle threw 12 innings last year. John Gray is not a 3. He's got to be the back end of the rotation type of dude. And Cody Bradford, well, he was good, but he started 13 games. They need some more pitching, and they also need some more bullpen. Jacob Webb and Robert Garcia at the back end, that is just not gonna cut it. And they lost a pretty good amount of pitching last year. They lost Andrew Heaney. They lost Kirby Yates and David Robertson, who were very, very effective relievers. Jose Leclerc was decent. You got Max Scherzer and Andrew Chafin gone. That's a lot of pitching that you need to address that are gone. Now, granted, some of these guys are still free agents. Oh, well, most of them are. Are they going to bring them back? I know Kirby Yates and David Robertson are older, but age doesn't really seem to be a factor for them. They keep getting older and their play stays the same age. Name that movie. But they got to do something for the pitching, or else they're going to waste this lineup. They're like the reverse Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners have an excellent rotation, horrible offense outside of Kyle Raleigh, J-Rod, and maybe Randy Arozarena. And when I'm talking about J-Rod, I'm talking about the last 6 weeks of the year. But they got to do something, because I think they could turn things around if they get a couple more starters. They don't even have to be amazing starters. If they can just get guys that eat innings, who are consistently healthy. The bullpen's a little different. I'd like to see them get a couple high leverage guys. I know Tanner Scott's out there. Who else is out there? I know Jeff Hoffman's out there. Let's get the old Colorado boys and John Gray and Jeff Hoffman back together again. The boys are back in town. The boys from Colorado are back in town. Let's make that happen. And if they do add pitching, I think they have a great chance to be a top wildcard team. I still think the AL West runs through Houston, but I wouldn't be totally surprised if Texas comes back and takes the division from Houston. Anyway, that's going to be the video. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this type of content. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.